Let's cut straight to the question every engineer is asking right now. Is Terraform still worth learning in 2026? Short answer, yes, and it's not even close. 100 lines of HCL can stand up an entire data center in minutes. Without it, you're looking at a team in a week for the same result. That's exactly why senior DevOps job listings treat it as a hard requirement, not a nice-to-have. So what actually is it? Terraform is HashiCorp's open-source infrastructure as code tool. You describe the end state in HCL, its own purpose-built language, and Terraform figures out how to build it, change it, or tear it down across AWS, Azure, GCP, or any of 4,000 other providers. It's declarative, it's idempotent, and it shows you every change before it touches a thing. Reviewable, reproducible, reversible. 3 words nobody honestly applies to clicking around in a cloud console. And the adoption numbers back that up. Over 70% of cloud-using organizations run Terraform today. The ecosystem spans more than 4,000 providers, from AWS down to the most obscure SaaS you've never heard of. It's been battle-tested in production for over a decade, and on LinkedIn it's the #1 IaC tool by hiring volume. This isn't an emerging trend. It's the standard you're either fluent in or working around. And that fluency pays. A mid-level cloud engineer sits around 120,000, but add Terraform and you're looking at a 15 to 25K bump on the same role, same experience. DevOps and SRE land at 150, cloud architects at 165, senior platform engineers at 175, and principal cloud architects clear 200. It pairs with every cloud cert, and it's hard to fake. You either understand state, providers, and modules, or you don't. So what do you actually need to know? 8 concepts. That's it. Providers are the plugins talking to AWS, Azure, or GCP. Resources are the things you want to exist. Variables feed in, outputs come back out. Modules keep you DRI. State is Terraform's memory. Treat it as sacred. Plan shows the diff. Apply makes it real. Learn these 8, and the rest of Terraform stops being magic. And here's what those concepts actually look like in practice. About 20 lines of HCL, pin the provider, describe one EC2 instance, give it a name. That's a real web server, running in AWS. The loop is just as simple. Declare what you want, run plan to see the diff, run apply to make it real, then commit the file to Git. Now your infrastructure has version history, reviewable, auditable, and reproducible anywhere. Once that loop clicks, the day-to-day job changes shape entirely. Spinning up a dev environment goes from 2 hours of clicking to a 5-minute apply. Auditing who changed what stops being a CloudTrail archaeology dig and becomes a Git log. Rollbacks, replication, onboarding, disaster recovery. Every one of them collapses from a ritual into a command. Same job title, completely different professional reality. And that new reality isn't confined to one corner of the industry. Cloud-native startups bake it in from day one. Banks lean on it for audit trails that hold up under scrutiny. Multi-cloud teams use it as the one language that spans AWS, Azure, and GCP. Platform engineers run their Kubernetes estates through it. The public sector increasingly mandates it in tenders, and consultancies replicate entire architectures across dozens of clients with it. One language, every cloud, every industry. That's what makes the skill genuinely transferable. Now, the elephant in the room. Didn't AI make all this obsolete? Quite the opposite. Every GPU cluster, every vector database, every model-serving endpoint runs on cloud infrastructure. And that infrastructure gets provisioned with Terraform. Copilots write the HCL faster, sure, but a human still reviews it. Policy as code tools like Sentinel and Checkov still gated at plan time, and the code itself matters more than ever. So how do you actually get there? Here's a 12-week plan. Weeks 1 and 2. Install Terraform, write a single .tf file, spin up one resource, and learn the plan apply destroy loop. Weeks 3 through 6. Build a real stack, VPC, subnets, a database, dev and prod separated cleanly. Weeks 7 through 9 is where it clicks. modules, and remote state with locking. Then weeks 10 through 12, wire it into CI/CD and sit the Terraform Associate exam. 3 months. 1 environment. 1 cert. That's the whole formula. Now, before you start that 12-week plan, here are 5 traps to sidestep. 1. Don't leave state on your laptop. Move it to S3 or Azure Blob with locking on day 1. 2. Split your modules early because a 5,000-line main.ef is a slow-motion disaster. 3. Never click Fix in the console. That single shortcut corrupts your state forever. 4. Let Terraform build infrastructure, Ansible handle the OS, and Helm ship the apps. Don't blur those lanes. And 5. Pin your versions. Terraform, providers, modules, all of them. Old engineers learned this the hard way. You don't have to. So here's the bottom line. ClickOps doesn't scale. Code does, and code pays. 70% enterprise adoption, 15 to 25,000 in salary uplift, 1 tool across every cloud, and an AI tailwind that only makes IaC faster to write. Run Terraform in it tonight and start building the career version of yourself that 2026 is already hiring for. Head to dargslan.com for the books, paths, and cheat sheets to get you there.